Figures I have to cough right away. I said, see what happens when you start chatting? You realize what time it is. And it's like, oh, crap, it's time. I'm not talking to myself. There is someone here. I swear.
I've missed chatting, though.
See? I told you. It's a forest fire. See, maybe you should say, I know your Go Tigers is probably because you're a hat, but you've got a forest fire on your shirt. So shouldn't it be like burn, fire, tigers burn? No.
It's trees in the
it's trees.
Bear colors. This is like
okay.
Gay color lingo that no one else is going to get. But anyway.
So should it say like got wood? No, forget.
Oh, trust me, they sell those shirts.
Yeah, yeah. Years ago, total side story. Years ago, when I was in my 20s, the Toronto Pride Parade was going on, and a bunch of work people decided, hey, why don't we go check it out? And the funniest thing I saw there was guys walking around with a Homo Depot shirt.
Yeah.
I thought was hilarious.
Yes.
So, but,
one real quick thing before we go live. You probably...
we already are live. We've been live for like a minute and 7 seconds.
Okay, well then this I won't share because it's not public, so it's fine.
Okay, well the good thing I said we are live because otherwise...
Yes. Yes, it is. We would have broke some news that wasn't my news to share. So
it's okay. Right now, there's 2 people watching. One of them's Jeff. I don't know who the other one is. You'll get to meet Jeff in a few next month and 2 weeks. Month and a week. Month and a week. Is that right? Yeah.
It's 27 days to the U.S. election, which is November 5th, and Bricks in the 6th is what, the 16th or something like that?
The 16th, yeah.
So it's like 37 days. 37 days away.
Yeah. Hence the and Brick Bunny's been it's unlikely I'll be there for the first part of the stream, make it to the last half if the stream goes long enough. Matt and I are here, so it might go long enough. I don't know. We'll see.
Woo, Tigers!
Why are our playoffs on?
Playoffs are on, and Detroit, which at one point had a less than 1% chance of making the playoffs, came all the way back to make the playoffs by having this insane, unpredictable hot stretch, and they won the first wild card round, and now they took a 2-1 lead over Cleveland today. If they win on Thursday, they'll advance to the second to last round that sets up who goes the World Series. So they were deader than dead. They were dead as a doornail in August, and now they're still playing in October. So it's like found money. Nobody expected this to happen, so every Tigers fan is just like, pinch me, wake up. This is like some fantastical dream that's happening. So it's fun.
In other words, go sports team.
Well, I mean, it's just something like, nobody, there are times where like you root for a team and everybody expects them to be successful. Nobody expected this team to be successful, frankly. So it's just fun.
So
there's no expectations of victory, and they keep having these like crazy improbable like home runs, and they're winning games they probably shouldn't be winning, and it's just fun. I mean, you're like, hey, we're still winning. We probably don't deserve to be winning, but we're winning. So.
Speaking of winning, you know who is winning this week as well?
Who?
Not just the Detroit Tigers, but obviously Lego.
Yes. With
making crap tons of money for how much, I don't know how much they spent on this, but they made crap tons of money.
And the funny thing is, I actually skipped the Bricklink program this time, and I've bought in the past. I didn't buy anything this time.
And they still made money.
But I still dropped like $1,000 on Lego this month. So they made money off of me, just not off the Bricklink Designer Program.
Well, so did you buy from Lego.com or from Lego's affiliate sites?
So this month I spent, I bought the $500 sale barge.
From Lego.
And I spent $200 on Lego at Costco today because it was.
Well, then Costco got your money there technically.
Well, Lego still gets their cut.
Well, they got their 50% or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. And then I came home and placed not 1 but 2 bricks and pieces orders because all those new parts dropped, and I got the red fox or the red panda.
Okay.
And I got the arms for the ape, but not the body.
I noticed that. I just before the chat, I looked and I noticed the body was sold out.
The body sold out. And a bunch of like the windows in this, medium Caucasian color.
Yeah.
Irish people before they go to the beach color. And so I just, there are a bunch of parts on there that I liked, and I ordered stuff. And ironically, parts orders that I placed like the last time a bunch of parts dropped actually dropped at my doorstep this week. So I'm literally like putting parts together that I'm going to toss into drawers, this week. And so I spent $200 online. I spent $200 at Costco. I spent $500 at the store, and then Amazon Prime sales happening. Frankly, we have crappy sets on sale in the U.S. I'm so jealous of the sets that on the Canadian side of Amazon, but I did get the Friends Rover, which was 20% off. And it was also on my, maybe I'll buy it if the price is right, and the price was right. So I ordered it.
It's a cool little set too.
So I have spent probably like more than half of my annual budget on Lego in 1 month. But I knew the sail barge. I knew there's always a big Star Wars set. I buy the UCS set, so that kind of was baked in. And so they got my money.
It's interesting that Prime. Yes, there were a lot of sets on sale in Canada, but none of them were ones that I was interested in. At least to the point of I must buy that now.
You had a couple that if I were in Canada, I would have bought.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't appeal to me necessarily, so I chose not to.
Yep.
I'm in a building phase though right now, so I'm not buying, like I'm building box, like I'm getting my castle ready and stuff. So I've spent money this week. It was just all on Brickkina and Bricklink and Lego Shop at Home, like for parts and stuff like that. So
let me just say, Brickkina is dangerous.
I spent a couple $100 there. And I actually just got that in on Wednesday last week. So Thursday, I guess. So I've been playing with that stuff, but so you bought lots of stuff this week. Go, Matt.
One thing that came in this week from a previous Bricklink order was this printed tile. That I just thought was hilarious. So like, I want to put this on like in my town and just put it like randomly on a post that says "You are here."
That's how I like that idea. I was gonna say you could also just put it directly on your mosaic somewhere.
That's also true. That would be funny.
Just like up in the distance, you are here. No one would actually. Well, someone would notice a little black area of your mosaic.
Inevitably, there would be one. When I worked at the Lego store, we had one kid who, I mean this in a very polite way, but was pretty clear, pretty obviously on the spectrum. Was definitely a bit OCD about stuff, and he came in, and he was very upset because one of the store displays had something displayed backwards, and it was bothering him. And he said, Mr. That is wrong in the window. And we were like, okay. And he left, and then he came back like a week later, and it was still backwards. And he was really upset again. And I was like, yeah, I guess we just don't care very much. I felt bad. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, what can you do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, was it something you could get in to fix?
It was.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what it was. It was a set of chopsticks that rested on a chopstick stand.
Yeah.
And they were backwards.
Oh, was this one of the window displays that they had like in the permanent before?
Right.
Like the Lego built, it's not actually a set; it's just a Lego display.
Correct. So when our store opened, they sent certain things that just were supposed to be permanent display pieces, and they weren't for sale. And that was one of the things, was a set of chopsticks on a chopstick rest.
Yeah.
But whoever put them in the box put them in backwards. And this kid was like, and he wasn't Asian either. Like, he was very upset that they were backwards.
I think I ended up building that set for one of our store openings, but that was like a decade ago, easily.
Yeah, when our store in Alpharetta, Georgia opened, I built the very first Avengers Quinjet, which was a decent set. It was bigger than a lot of the sequels. I built
Super Star Destroyer, the very first one.
Ooh, that's very impressive.
We asked him, what do we do with the instructions? Oh, we don't need them. So I made $90 off of the instructions because I was the very first one to list them on Bricklink before they were available.
Oh, so it was before it was even for sale.
Yeah, it wasn't even out on the. Yeah, we got a pre-version of it to build for the store display at the front.
And I had a Duplo set. I don't remember. I had 3 sets, but the Duplo set I could care less about, and I think a City set, and then the Avenger set was pretty cool. But anyways,
so
I do hope that in the news we're going to talk about Lego's website being hacked by the cryptocurrency people?
Yeah, I do have that. I do have
Okay,
that.
good.
Also, speaking of news, if anybody's in Florida watching this, hopefully later on, I guess, because probably not right now. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everything's going well. I've been watching the news today. One of the YouTubers, Ryan Hall, is it? I think that's the name. Anyway,
I don't remember.
I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching one of the. Yeah, I think it's Ryan Hall. I've been watching, and I just discovered this guy today, but it's like just a news broadcast. They've been broadcasting for 6 hours or 9 hours, I guess now. And I've just been kind of listening to it as I'm working and stuff, and it's like, wow, like seeing the amount of water coming in off the coasts and stuff is kind of crazy. And tornadoes, hurricane on one end of the west end, and tornadoes on the east end today.
Yeah, what was crazy? I was watching that about lunchtime, and the hurricanes hitting on the west coast of Florida, but the drama was on the east side where the winds were creating spin-off tornadoes all the way across the other side.
That's what I just said, like 5 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
That's what I said just before you started talking.
I was
hurricanes on the east.
The cat knocked on the door and wanted in, so I momentarily tuned out there.
No, it's okay. It's just it's weird. Like it's like, oh, we're not going to get hit by that hurricane. It's north of us, and meanwhile, tornadoes are coming in from the south.
Yeah, if people are interested, so I found this guy. I don't know, a while ago, and I occasionally, he does like just regular forecasts. His name's Ryan Hall, but I think he does a particularly good job. And as Jeff just mentioned, he actually has like a couple people. He has all these cameras that show you remote stuff, like what the water level is. And he has like 2 other people who help him when he does live streams when there's some like dramatic weather event happening. But he's pretty matter of fact and not sensational, and he seems very knowledgeable. So if you're looking for like a free weather station, I like what I've seen.
Extreme weather. I mean, I would say he doesn't seem to. I looked at his YouTube history. He doesn't seem to report on, it's raining in Texas. It's more like the tornadoes or hurricane type stuff, or the major weather changes.
The drama.
The drama. Coincidentally, like in Ontario, we have a Ontario Tornado Watch or Ontario Blizzard Watch channel. I think it's now called Instant Weather Ontario on YouTube. That I watch, but right now they don't really post much because there's not much going on here up here right now. So, I found them during the wintertime for snowstorms. Yeah, I just discovered them today. So, shout out to them. Sharknado, that could be dramatic. I think they did have fishnados. I think they quoted at one point they had fishnados today because it was like the I forgot what they're called, the ones over the water. Anyways, hold on, I got a cough. Because I still have my cough. This will be here till hopefully before Bricks and 6 starts. Or hopefully, no, we'll be gone before Bricks and 6 starts. Anyway, I'll shut up. So, lots of building, lots of buying, or lots of sorting, lots of buying. Build anything?
Oh, me? Yeah, absolutely.
No, the other person in the room.
Sorry, let me flip my...
It's okay, I'm just bugging you now.
Let me flip my camera around. Give me a second.
Sure.
Oh, that turned it off.
No, that's back to your face. While he's doing that, I built stuff too, but we'll get into that.
Okay. All right. Now so I finished Rivendell.
Ooh, yes. I feel like you've already had that set for a long time though, because we parted one of those out of Brickworld. Like
we did, but I did not build mine until and so I had to find a place for it. So now it sits right next to the other Lord of the Rings set that I just built, and then over here, dun dun dun, is the Tower of Orthanc. So I've got the 2 towers and then Rivendell side by side.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I did is I kind of did some rearranging. So I was talking about this before we went on the show, but Costco sells these glass containers. Here, I'll set Groot down. You can see these glass containers that they have cashews in, and they're really thick glass. They're quite sturdy, and so we eat a lot of cashews in our house. Apparently.
Oh, that's the bin that they come in when you buy them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I thought you bought them as a set of storage containers. Okay, cool.
No,
gotcha.
Basically I'm recycling something. So as they, I wash them out, and I put in Lego bricks that I, for whatever reason, have like a surplus. So like I have a bunch of these brown 1x2s, and I have some more over there, but So I just rearranged the stuff, and you know, and over here I've got some like translucent parts and stuff. So reshaped the kind of the shells behind my head, and so did a little reorganizing of my Lego room, and then yeah. So
I think you need one of those bins full of eyes next.
I have one of those.
Well, I know you have a lot of eyes because of the prank they pulled on you years ago. But
and the other thing is, I bought the sail barge and I cut the tape seal on the box, but that is as far as I've gotten in building it. So I haven't even dumped the poly bags out, which is I should have, because I was watching NHL last night. With it being the first game of the first night of the season, there were 3 different games on, so I just sort of sat there. But I was like, I was scrolling on my phone looking at hats. I should have been building the sail barge. So anyway,
it's okay. I had one of those days. Monday night, because Old Gray Bricks wasn't on, and I was in the Lego room and I wasn't building, and I was just surfing on the internet doing nothing. I'm like, why am I doing this? I need stuff. I have stuff to build. So, but, you know, sorry that or doomsday scrolling on not doomsday scrolling, but just scrolling on Instagram or whatever. It's horrible these days.
The other thing I'll say is that you know, with one of the October promotions is the Halloween pumpkin set that glows.
Yes, which I didn't get that one, but yeah.
And Thomas basically only builds like very small sets, and so I brought it home and I said I need you to build this for me, and I handed it to him and he goes, "Ooh, that'll be fun." So
fair enough.
You got to know your audience, right?
Yes.
So, you know, he's not going to build a Rivendell, but like a pumpkin that glows, sure.
So I have been building things like during work meetings and stuff. I've been working on trees, my pine trees. I got parts in this week, so I was working on those. Still waiting for a few more parts to finish them off. Obviously, the stuff I will show in a few minutes, which is basically the whole table beside me here, I've been working on. I might as well pull those pictures up anyhow. But there we go. Let's just quarter screen that or do that way. So I mentioned I got my Bricklink order in. My Bricklink or my Brickina order in the other day, which was basically just mostly green and brown and leaves and the dark green larger leaves because I need to build some of those trees. Lots of the gray 1x2 wall or plates. More leaves, more green, more. Basically, that's what I got. Crap ton of those. But I've still got other orders coming in that I'm waiting for. But you know, it's going along. I had gotten an order from Lego in with a bunch of with a bunch of the 1x4, the 4 long tan bars. So I was working on filling my grain field, and I basically got about that far and then ran out of the Technic pins, the Technic axle pins on top. So these guys.
So are the olive green pieces on the foundation, are those there and then the plants go on top of them, or are you just like showing that that's already been harvested? And that's
this will be full.
Got it.
But these are just places to put in the stalks.
Oh, got it. They plug into the holes on them.
They plug into the holes. Yeah. So I didn't come up with this. This is totally Brick Crafts. We'll talk about him later on YouTube. He had done the same thing. And I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good idea because I've been using jumper plates for all these years, and they're horrible. They don't stick. But these things, because there's like 8 of them in a leaf, they tend to stick a little better.
Well, and the other thing about it is that it's a slightly more randomized than just
and that's the thing too. It's not like even rows. I mean, you can see rows here, but they flex a little bit, and it's not everything is filled in. So I had ordered some Technic axles, and the interesting thing is, let's say about 10% of the Technic axles don't actually have the clutch power on the inside when you plug the bar in.
Is that right?
Yeah, they don't. Some of them are built differently. I don't know if they were like earlier versions or later versions, but like I ended up ordering like 9 or I think 1,000 of them from a Bricklink seller, and they were used, which I don't care. And probably about 100 of them I haven't had the clutch, which I expected. That's why I ordered as much as I did. I still have 300 of them or so left
Are they a
Um,
relatively cheap part, or have they become more expensive?
yeah, they're
because
like 3 or 4 cents a piece. They're not
Okay.
hugely. They might even be less than I don't even remember what I paid. I will tell you though, because I am right in my order page anyhow. So I will quickly check. Orders placed.
You should throw
Um,
in like a black one for that corn that went bad.
but that's grain. This is grain.
Well, the wheat that went bad.
The wheat that went bad. 3 cents a piece Canadian. So
Okay.
I 1,123 because that's all he had for like $33 and
So
change.
basically free American.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, so I was working on that. Obviously, those parts hadn't come in yet at this point. I kind of laid it down in my layout just to kind of see what it looked like. I did pop one of the trees in that I was working on. Started working on the windmill area, so I wanted to do a wall kind of around the
Ooh,
windmill.
it
That's
looks
why I needed
good.
those gray pieces.
I love it.
And then I started working on the windmill design, which this is basically my whole weekend was building. My whole Sunday, I think, or Saturday or Sunday was basically building this windmill and trying to figure out how to do it and sending pictures back and forth with friends and stuff. My windmill for display for design. I find windmills are a hard thing to build just because of the weird angles.
Well,
Like the
and
way,
there's a weight issue with the big sails. I mean, if
well,
you
yeah, not really.
no, okay, that's
No,
not the hard part.
I've got a motor in the base of mine, so it's not an issue.
Okay,
Also adding dark blue space guy to my mosaic, which I still have to do, but I need to figure out the parts. So I was trying to figure out if I go blue, trans blue, or trans dark blue, black. Blue, trans dark blue, black, or blue, dark blue, trans dark blue, black. So I ordered enough parts to do either way. I'm not sure which way I'll go. I might end up building it twice, but started figuring out some ways of doing the slope on the like for above the windmill. This is basically a Technic chain going around with those inverted 75 degree slopes upside down. But I didn't like the gaps in there. Whoops. Then I started playing with the wedge plates, which is what I ended up going with. It took a little while, but that's not the final one. But yeah, I had an idea for the wedge plates, started to put a motor in, started figuring out all the motor mechanisms. This is closer to what it is now. Yeah, this is basically what it is now for the structure. I wish I could fill in a few of these little gaps, but I haven't been able to yet, or haven't really tried to. And then here there'll be some videos of it running at some point. So figuring out the gearing mechanism, because to go from a shaft vertical, like a shaft coming out of the side and then up, and then we're going back to a side, but going back to going vertical again, but also, or sorry, going horizontal again, but also gearing it down at the same time was a bit of a challenge. This is a video. So I ended up realizing I actually had the gearing backwards here. I should go small to big versus big to small. So I did fix that eventually. Because I was like, why is this going faster? Why does not seem to be going slower?
I'm just imagining your windmill like flinging things off because it was geared
Yeah.
up.
So I gave it some more room. I wanted the rotor on an angle. This is a video about to play, I think, but I wanted a rotor on the angle. But again, I'm still big to small here. Or is that actually fixed? Yeah, big to small here. So that's actually fixed. I actually had like multiple gear trains in the front too for a little while, because I was trying to gear it down more. Oh, there we go. And I've also got it so that the whole windmill does rotate. So I can turn basically the top of the windmill to the right direction. I have these gray wings on order. Hopefully they'll be here in dark tan shortly. Then I was playing with the blades, and I didn't want to use those the pirate ship blade thingies that they have. This is just like
The sail rigging.
The sail rigging. I didn't want to use those.
Okay.
But it's just too hard to build something out of bars and stuff. There's not enough pieces. There's not a way to connect them easily together, like in reddish brown.
Yep.
So
I think people use like fence pieces, but
yeah, there was that version as well.
You got to have, they've got to stud in, you can have the fence, but you've got to basically have that rod piece to like support the weight.
Yeah. So then I was noticing that it stutters a little bit. Like you see, it's a little jumpy, and it's weird because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. Again, I'm playing with the gearing again because I realized I was gearing it wrong. And then this is getting closer to the final model. Again, these rotors, horrible. Slept on it overnight. More shots of it, just different angles. And then I switched over to this style, which I think it does look better.
Oh, that looks
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, it just looks better. And I do know that normally these windmills blades would be covered in sails to catch the wind. They take all the sails off when they're not in use so that the wind doesn't move it. For the record, because Lego doesn't sell a piece that I can slide over to make a sail, I'm just leaving it open and just having it spin at the rate that it spins.
But you could just get cloth.
I could just be a cloth, but it doesn't say Lego on it now.
True.
I don't know. So yeah, just taking more pictures of it. Some of the gearing inside. Oh, and I did figure out why there was slop, like why it sometimes doesn't rotate fully, and that's because of the universal joint that's in here. To get the angle, it has a little bit of wiggle, like before the gears even move. There's just a little bit of shimmy. So I think what's happening is it's just as it's turning over, it's just the shift of the weight kind of makes it jerk a little bit.
It magnifies the little gap.
Yeah. I put a minifig on it because I thought, hey, that'd be kind of funny to have, and maybe we'll do that at the show. I'm not gonna wait for that to load. I then constructed cord, because if you have 9-volt cord, you might know that it eventually withers and dies and becomes crumbly bits of plastic. So I built I took all my tools, or I followed Dave Cowdice's video, and I built one 14-foot length, and then I built 2 more because the cable comes in a 6-strand, so you need 2 wires per strand per cable, obviously. So it was like a 6-strand cable together, and I made the first one 14 feet, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make 2 more at 14 feet because I know that distance will go from the front of my layout to the back, and then over to my train controller, where I'll power all 3 items off of it. But yeah, it was an interesting experiment doing this. I goofed up the first one a couple of times, and then finally got the knack of it. The whole trick is the little teeth, which this isn't the highest quality picture, but there's little teeth here. They have to be nice and straight, and they can't be bent outward a bit because they cut through the wire. Lego actually did a really good design with their wires. They basically made it so they could just basically you put the wire in and snap them together, and they cut the wire themselves. Like you put the wire in with the thread, or without having to strip them, is what I'm trying to say. It just cuts through. So it was pretty ingenious design. So, and I think so. So then I put the windmill on its base. So this is kind of how it's going to sit now. No, base, not space. Jeez, but good timing. So yeah, the windmill is up on this raised ledge. I don't know why. I took a picture of this because I was taking this part apart and I wanted to make sure I got the pieces in the right order. So yeah, this is kind of the layout as it is right now, or at least was earlier this week. Whoops.
Well, the key question, Jeff, is have you created new markings in your storage units for all these new areas?
No, I haven't figured out how any of this is going to fit. I bought one extra bin, but that's going to be in November. I have the week of Bricks in the 6 off, so I'm going to be basically packing it upstairs because all the bins are so big I have to bring them upstairs and then load them. And I know I have enough room in the car for extra stuff. So the aftermath of building for a couple of days is the pile of bricks and crap on your desk.
Oh yeah.
My wheat came in along with one of the alien minifigure heads because I have a little alien space crew. And I've always so then I've do I have a picture? Oh yeah, I actually ran out. I put my 1,000 grain stocks out and I didn't have enough to finish the last corner. So I'm like, I know what I'll do. I'm going to build a little path and have some kids playing in the grain.
You could have done a UFO crop circle.
I was thinking that too, but it's not wide enough.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking it too, and then I'd have to still put grain laying down.
Yeah.
So I just didn't have the stocks. Yeah, that's a good idea. Have minifigs trying to fold the giant sails with angry, frustrated faces. Yeah, well, I mean, I might put a cape or something on one of the sails, and that's the one where the guy might be holding on to because he's trying to pull the cape down because it's still catching the wind. I don't know. It's just things I've been thinking of. So yeah, I've basically got, and I do kind of realize this looks maybe like a little sperm type thing, so I might have to change the direction of it or something. I have more 3 long bars coming in to go around the edges all the way around, so I'll probably fill that in a bit in the middle too, and if I have extras, I'll lay them down in here as well. But I thought, the kids playing in here would be kind of a fun way to, have something to look at, and that's where I am. No, I did actually. Just gonna go full screen on.
You know what you could do? You could have Merry and Pippin running through stealing carrots and having the farmer chase them.
Well, so the farm. Hold on, going back to this picture, not this picture, but going back a few pages here. The farm animals are all going to be up in here now. That was originally my grain field, so I'm now going to put them back here. So yeah, I'll probably try and do some fun things with that. Wow, my phone just reminded me that I'm live on YouTube. It's only 30 minutes after the fact. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on. Like I said, today I've been working on little hedges. I've got the parts. I broke a set open for 16 little pieces for the little stems and brown because I didn't have enough. So luckily it was a gift for purchase, and as Matt said, it wasn't worth much. So.
Yeah, it wasn't available that long, and I remember mine's right behind me on the shelf, and I was like, well, I'm just going to keep this because, like, I don't know. I thought it would end up being rare, and I think it's actually quite pretty in the box.
Yeah.
Well, and I looked it up on Bricklink, and I'm like, this is dirt cheap. Like, I could just go buy a second one.
Yeah. I have one built upstairs. This is my second copy because they did re-release it as a gift or purchase later. And I was actually, my sister was over last week. And she was sitting upstairs on the couch, and I've got like a couch shelf behind, like a little shelf the same height as the couch that goes the length of the couch. And that thing was sitting there close to her eyesight, and she's like, "Oh, you need more of that piece?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Or you need more of that piece for the hedges?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "There's a bunch of them right here." And I'm like, "Oh, I have one of those downstairs." So I didn't have to order parts to build these little hedges, but
that made it onto our Lugs Bricklink list. So
yeah, me too. But I only got like 50 of them. And I needed, I built enough of these. I think I can cover probably about 64 studs with a row of these guys now. So, because right where my jousting area is, that was the edge of my model.
Okay.
So now I'm like, well, I'm going to have a bunch of targets and a fence line that kind of ends, but if an arrow goes through, then it would hit people. So I figured, okay, I'll put a hedge back there, and might put a tree in as well with like an arrow sticking out of it, like a little bit beyond, just to see if anybody notices it. And by an arrow, I mean just like one of those levers or something, like a lever arm. So again, things I need to do and I haven't had a chance to yet. So I also built. Did I take a picture of that? I don't know. I also built. I'm gonna move the camera. I'm gonna pull a mat. I also built the crossroads that hooks up to the main path along my jousting area, so that the line that goes the line that goes in front of the grain, the little pathway that goes in front of the grain. So I built that last night after midnight. I'm like, okay, I should go to bed, but I want to finish this. So yeah, lots of building, not a lot of anything else. Worked 7.5 hours on Sunday because we had. Was it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday, because we didn't have any work to actually do. It's just we had a server issue that brought us down for a few hours, and that turned into the next, so we restarted everything. We did all of our checks, and then that night, one of those things wasn't working, so I got paged again, or I got called again. So I worked 7.5 hours, so I'm just taking Friday off this week.
So when you say you got called into work, were you like just sitting there waiting for things to happen? So you
No, it was 7:30 in the morning. I was laying in bed on Sunday morning, and my phone rang.
Got
I'm like, hello.
But you actually had to do something. It wasn't just like you're.
Oh no, they originally paged me to say, yeah, we're getting this message, and I'm like, oh, we just restarted a server. I'm like, okay, that message is normal. Don't worry about it. And he went to go ask someone something, and while I was doing that, I got out of bed, got dressed, and came downstairs, or I was halfway downstairs. He's like, yeah, we probably don't need you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm halfway down. Let me check some things out. I found a few errors. So yeah, I was actively working till like from 7:30 in the morning till 1, and then took a little nap in the afternoon, and then I think probably about 8 or so at night, I got called again. Luckily, I was literally working on this, so I turned my chair and started working on that. So but I get Friday off now, so that works. So, and it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend.
Oh yeah,
sorry, also known as real Thanksgiving, and I will keep on saying that.
I endorse the date that Canada does it. I wish the U.S. would do it, because U.S. Thanksgiving to me is too close to our Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
And I wish we had a break in the middle of October as an educator. I think that would be ideal, but they didn't ask my opinion. When I am dictator, we will change to Canada's schedule.
When you are dictator, is that what you said?
Yes.
Vote Matt. You're Trump. You're Trump. Your slogan could be better than Trump.
And we will get rid of daylight savings. That'll be the other thing.
I thought the states has already said that they're getting rid of it.
No.
Yeah, there was a ruling passed just recently.
Trust no.
Is it like the penny?
It's a thing that some people want to have happen, but the issue that comes up is parents they don't want their kids standing in the bus in the dark in certain parts of the U.S. It's if you shift it, then the kids are in the dark, blah 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 blah. So it's not happening as much as I wish it were happening. And there's
because Canada's policy is we'll switch when the state switches.
Oh, is that
we
right?
said we're going to do it, but we will wait till the state switches because that makes sense, right? Yeah. Because otherwise we're going to have to redraw the time zones, or like I think Manitoba doesn't do it, and that can confuse people. Oh, my dryer's finally done. So if you hear music, that's what that is.
We can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
It's a Samsung. Can you tell?
Yes.
And who has a Samsung will know.
We have the same model at our house, so I know exactly that sound.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the dryer takes forever to finish that song, because just when you think it's done, it does another verse.
Jeff, you need to step out and hang up all your dress shirts so they're not wrinkly right now. I'll just carry
dress shirts. Yeah, because I have lots of dress shirts. I get out of the house all so much.
Your dress t-shirts. You don't want them wrinkly.
And Cosbricks is saying, no, we all know it's the sugar companies. No, the sugar companies are controlling the time. We need to go to standard time. We do. It would just make life easier to an extent. Because that day, like, we have stuff that runs at 2 o'clock in the morning. So when spring forward, we basically suddenly 2 o'clock doesn't happen. Like, if you have something that starts at 2:01 or 2 o'clock, it doesn't occur that day.
That's when the international hackers are going to break in because you didn't back it up.
Just like they did for Lego, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes.
I don't think that was the international hacker, though. I think that was just someone tricking Google Analytics. That's why the time changes after Halloween. Oh, we all know it's the sugar companies. Yeah, okay.
Because they want to see more sugary cereal? I don't understand that.
Well, the sugar companies, yeah. Well, now I'm rethinking my comments.
I thought it was the oil companies that are always responsible.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. That's in the States. Whoever pays the most is always responsible, isn't it?
What about the tar sands in Alberta?
The ones that don't produce oil unless the price is really, really high?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is they're not producing right now. Then.
They are, but they're just minimally producing from what I know.
I just paid $2.40 per gallon at Costco in the U.S., so that's a very low price.
I'm not. Yeah, we pay. I think it works out to $5.50 a gallon right now here. Oof. I filled up for when I went to go visit Janie last week. The gas price was $1.40 something a liter, and I figured that out to about $5.50 a gallon, give or take. And then when I crossed the border, I was filling up for I think 320 or 330 US a gallon, and I'm like, oh wow, it is a lot cheaper. I can fill my car up for $60 US. But anyways, Mr. Cowdice. Speaking of gas, no wait,
I got lots.
don't we all? How you doing, Davey?
Another beautiful day. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I think David washed some Lego today.
I did wash some Lego today.
You know how I can tell?
A very small lot.
It's either that or you took a bath. I don't know.
Well, I got my towel here, so.
Yeah. Was that the lot that you were hoping to get, that you were waiting for someone to reply on?
It's not the big lot that I'm waiting for a reply on.
Okay.
Out in Welland. Heck of a drive that Paul posted, but I saw it already. But
and why didn't you just go to your Value Village?
Because they want $20 for 4 minifigs. I said, screw that noise.
One of them probably walked into a Walmart or Lego store and said, "Oh, look, there's all these collectible figs for $5 a pop."
Yeah,
$6 a pop.
And the minifigs were not in great condition. I mean, they weren't bad condition. I've seen worse minifigs, but whatever. My love affair with Value Village, so I'm looking for used lots again.
So, but from my experience, I've never seen figs at Value Village.
Yeah, it's give and take, but it seems that our Value Village is being stupid. So I said, nope.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Not interested.
So
I'm convinced that Codice has like some magic, because he seems to find all these classic space sets. Like, I just can't believe how many he encounters, but he's got like this aura that just attracts
I got this
great
lot
Lego deals.
because it has classic space pieces in it.
It's called a horseshoe, and it's lodged in places we can't talk about. That's what it is.
That sounds uncomfortable when you're sitting, though.
Exactly.
No, you're supposed to say nay.
Hey,
No, anyways. So, how have you been, Mr. Dave? Mr. Dave?
it's been life goes on.
Yeah.
That's a ringing endorsement.
A ringing endorsement.
Did your new
Sorry?
tower section? Did your new tower section fit into?
I haven't tested it yet.
But you took it apart. Like, I figured you
No,
would just.
I was supposed to, but then Jamie got back to me. He says he couldn't be there past 5, and I'm going to need more time than that. So
so you still have to go to Value Village, or you still got to go to the store and.
If people still want to see it, it's still set up at Jamie's store.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure because the last video I saw, or one of the last ones I saw, you were you said you were going to head over there and.
I was supposed
down.
to. It was the plan, but with my whole life, plans change without.
Yep, I hear you. Lego dinners this week, isn't it?
But look I got a 4x4x2 cone without axle hole.
Ooh, original.
Ooh.
Lego dinner is this Friday, right?
I posted on Lugnet. Yes, it is this Friday.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I haven't read Lugnet this week.
I just posted like maybe before I left work today.
Yeah, I won't be there. I was just confirming, if anybody is going to be there, that it's going to be this week.
I will be there, and Sandy will be there, and that's if it's dinner for 2, it's dinner for 2.
Fair enough. Throwing holes in the mouth, so if I sound a little bit like I'm got a lozenge in my mouth, I do.
Or something. We are all. Hey, and one might do with handles that is centered, so it's like
old school.
The original pew pew pews from
where they changed them and made them lower.
They lowered their ears.
Ooh, camel, price drop. I do hope. Okay, so I have camel. Do you have the camel app for you for Amazon?
Nope. David
Sensier showed me this, and it's basically just an add-on to Amazon, or you put it in your Google Chrome, and it's an add-on that Amazon has. Sorry, how can I say it?
You'll say it properly.
It's an extension.
It's an extension. It's a Chrome extension. Thank you. Sorry.
You get it.
I'm pulling up an Amazon.
The least technologically sophisticated person here knew the name.
I just couldn't. Because I'm doing like 5 things right now.
Not only the best looking person on the channel, but the smartest one too. So, what more can anyone ask?
No, I am a Luddite when it comes to technology. I am not sophisticated.
I'm getting to be a Luddite.
You
kids who left my grass.
So it's like the camel. It's just an extension. It's a little camel in the top corner. And if there's a Lego set you like, say this one that's $110, and you want to buy it, you click on that, and it pulls up this little grid. I'm making it a bit bigger.
Cool.
I can't make it bigger. Figures. And you can basically say, I want it. Tell me when it's 20% off, 15% off, 5, 10, whatever, or you set a dollar value. And I just got an email in for one of the items that I no longer have on my list, and I've gotten 3 of these in the past few days. That's for the Millennium Falcon. But I already had the Millennium Falcon, and I took it off my watch list, and yet I'm still getting the messages. So I'm like,
that Dark Falcon. I don't really need another Millennium Falcon, but I do want the figs. And I was debating, should I just go on Bricklink and buy the figs that come in that set, or
yeah,
because that's all I really want out of that set.
I've been having that challenge or that thought as well for some of the things. I'm trying to think what it was. Oh, I was thinking about that for the Snow White Cottage, for the 7 Dwarfs, because I like to put them in the castle layout. It turns out my sister built it, didn't really have room for it because we had bought it for her birthday, so she gave it back to me. And so now I have the 7 Dwarfs, so I don't have to worry about that. But I've got like the Dumbo and the Bambi from the movie theaters, the film camera set, the Disney 100-year set. That's on my wanted list. And I figured if I see it come up for like less than 10 or 15 bucks, whatever, then I'll probably pick it up. Because I think those are just kind of cool creatures to have, especially in a castle or something where you can just have it like, the kids have found, because I have one of those, can you find these figs? But I always like having extra things in there. It's like, oh, well, then can you find this, right? Keep them looking a little longer. So, the 7 Dwarfs will be in there and some other things.
What you need to do is what I did in one of my structures once. I put ET, but you had to really look in through the window to see ET was in there.
Yeah.
Put ET in one of your castle turrets.
Well, I've got Orange Spaceman in there already.
Ooh, okay.
Not in the turret, but
that's pretty spacey.
Sorry?
I said that's pretty spacey.
Yeah. I did get the Mickey Minnie castle characters, like the Mickey Minnie Goofy or I think it's Donald. Anyways, there was a set that was like Mickey Mouse's castle, but it was them all in castle armor and stuff. So I have them in the castle as well for kids to find. So kids seem to like it. Parents do too. So why not, right?
Why not?
Why not?
No. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, speaking of whatnot, let's do our ads, but I'm just joking because we don't do ads and I don't use whatnot. Sorry.
There was almost some advertising there for a second.
Almost. Yeah. Well, because you watch I pay for YouTube Premium or whatever it's called.
Me too.
Because I don't like the commercials and I don't mind, and it gives you YouTube music and all that stuff and some extra Google storage, I think, or something. So you know what? Why not? And then they started doing these inline ads as well, and it's like, can't I just skip this? I want to skip it. And yes, I know you can just fast forward through the video, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the news. Lots of Lego ideas this week. So we'll go from oldest to newest. The Mr. Brick coffee pot has achieved 10,000 supporters. Someone built a coffee pot.
If there's one thing I want is a coffee pot in 4 different colors.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's 1,672 piece build. I'm assuming it's it features 4 Lego versions of the Mr. Coffee coffee maker. Why do you need 4 in one set?
Exactly.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like, hey, we can choose what color we want. And it comes with a Lego My Coffee mug. And apparently there's the showing you can pour 1 by 1 rounds inside, or eyeballs in the case of Matt. But yeah, that's all the information. It's by Rain.
You need trans black on the inside. That's what you really need.
Yeah,
it looks like coffee
in the cup itself, or in the pot. This is by Rainbow Tot. And yeah, it's the Lego version of the Mr. Coffee coffee machine. Okay. I
guess you can do anything with Lego, even if it's not a good idea.
Well, if you like coffee a lot, then I could see maybe coffee drinkers will buy it, but they don't need 4 copies.
Yeah, but they need the Lego French press.
This is maybe true. So there's another Bob Ross related Lego ideas project that hit 2K as well. That's the studio and paintings. Yes, there was a previous Bob Ross one. I'm pretty sure it's actually currently in this. Well, maybe it was in the last one. I don't see it here. Anyways, so it's Bob Ross Studio paintings by Brickinific. Oh, Brickinificent. Sorry. It hit 10,000. It's a 1,234 piece build featuring foldable studio settings. Oh, sorry, featuring a foldable studio setting, featuring Bob Ross, the joy of painting with outer walls showing his most iconic paintings, and it's showing you that it's modular. You can kind of put it any way you want. And there's the little studio where he paints with a light brick in the camera, but not. Why would you put a light brick in the camera anyway? But the upper lights obviously aren't really lit. They're just apparently showing that they could be, but they're not. And then there's 6 of his paintings. I have to admit, I've never really seen a Bob Ross painting. I've always just seen him painting something. I didn't realize that he's had iconic paintings that are considered his works of art.
I thought his iconic was like, hey, let's put some trees over here. Like I thought that was
a place for this little rabbit.
But I didn't realize that he had famous paintings. Anyways, so yeah, interesting. Next up, there it goes. Next up, we have a woodland wildlife set, which is what it is, what it says it is, woodland wildlife, by Brick Assist. The build features a number of woodland creatures and includes the red deer, stag, red fox, European badger, rabbit, tawny owl, red squirrel, and a great spotted woodpecker. There's a couple other views of it.
I'm here for the woodpecker.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I could see this becoming a set maybe, but I think with some of the other choices, it probably wouldn't. But
I think is it a deer or is it a moose? It's a deer.
Right? It's a stag. Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting build.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I mean, technically, we have all these animals in minifig form, or in animal form. But anyway, I think because we have the deer. Well, we have the reindeer. That's got horn antlers, but it's probably not the same. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if this one will make it. If it does, that's cool. But Mr. Coffee might beat it out. So that's where my money is, Mr. Coffee. Yeah. This one kind of interesting. I mentioned Brick Crafts earlier on in our chat. And I said we get back to them, and this is why we're getting back to them. Lego Ideas Sawmill. So Brick Crafts is a German builder. He has a YouTube channel. Every 2 weeks to 3 weeks, he releases a new video of his Lego city. And I tell you, it is the best Lego city I have seen. He also has a German channel under Bob Brickman, which is his screen name here. And this is a sawmill that's actually in his Lego city. So he decided to put it in because people were asking for it. He decided to put it into Lego Ideas. It hit 10,000 supporters. It features a typical sawmill and fits into the Lego City theme. The printed parts used are existing ones already used in sets. So it's basically just like not a working sawmill, but looks like it's a working sawmill where the wood comes in one end and there's like pallets coming out of the other end. And there's a nice detailed interior as well. So I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool. And as I said, he's a great YouTuber. So Brick Crafts, all one word. If you don't know him, check him out.
It's working if you put in like a 1x16 and it spits out 1x1 rounds. I mean, the sawdust, right?
That'd be perfect.
This is true. This is true. I mean, it doesn't do that, but yeah, it's a good point. All right, another Gravity Falls. Yeah. Another Gravity Falls mystery
We
shop.
definitely need like 10 more Gravity Falls sets. That's exactly what we need.
Yeah. So this one is by Brick Lumberjack 618. I guess the fans really want Lego to make this because this is now the 6th time a project on the same subject matter has hit the goal. It joins Cliffside House, Gravity Falls, the Mystery Shack. I'm not going to continue on to say what's continuing, or what else it joins, because there is already a Gravity Falls one there. I think that automatically disqualifies it. If there's two of the same set, I would think that would just automatically, cause it to not be.
Can you go back up for a second? The fact that the S is a different color, I read it as mystery hack, and it immediately made me think of the Lego website. Like, it would be hilarious if somebody submitted 2 ideas, like a row of computers showing Lego's website getting hacked and called it mystery hack.
Mystery hack. And I'm just clicking on the old one because I think that's what the sign normally. Oh, they've done it differently here, but yeah, it's part of the set itself or part of the cartoon, right?
Yes.
To do that, so yeah, I see what you mean though. That's why I paused, because I was like, hack. Oh yeah, Shaq. Okay, I thought I was saying it wrong in the first place. So, I watched a few minutes of the show with my daughter, but I didn't actually watch the whole thing.
It's cute.
Speaking of Bricklink, and this is one of our topics for tonight, which we will get to, but the Bricklink Designer Program Series 3 pre-orders have opened. They opened on Tuesday. 2 of the sets have already sold out, which is the Forest Hideout or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. I have the names later on. Oh, the Forest Stronghold and the Camping Adventure. So I think it's like the most expensive and the cheapest of the 2 sets have sold out. The other 3, the Harbor Master Office is still available. It's in the 70 or 80% zone. The Art of Chocolate, I think, is similar. And the Ruins, the Lost City, is at the 25% mark. So if you really want to get a set, you probably have a few more weeks before you have to start worrying about the Lost City.
The chocolate one just makes me want to go eat chocolate, which is not good. So.
That's not good at all.
Now I want to go eat chocolate. Good thing I don't have chocolate in the house. But yeah. So I do have some stats on the sales. I was kind of watching it after I realized that, keeping track of how the sales were doing was a lot more exciting than watching my computer screen and waiting for emails. So I was kind of keeping track of the first few hours of the sales. And that's what leads us to our guess how much Lego made this week, because when you put on something like this and you only offer 30,000 copies of each set, it causes a panic, and everybody wants to get the ones that they want.
So we cannot pay for the licensing rights, but just imagine Pink Floyd's Money playing in the background as Jeff goes.
Money.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money. Yeah, man.
We can't say money. I was gonna say we can't say it one more time. It's like Beetlejuice. We shouldn't say it more than twice. Also, at the same time this week, the Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 fan vote is now live. Let's click on that. So this is for stuff that's going to be for sale or going to be for pre-order next October. I believe that's what it is. They announced it on the 18th. Crowdfunding begins so these are sets that'll be out next October for crowdfunding. And there are 296 designs, so we're not going to go over them right now. But if you are interested,
let's go over all 296 right now.
Okay. After we have our conversation about how much money Bricklink Designer Program made for Lego and the people that submitted their models, I'm actually brewing in my head about submitting something for the next time.
Ooh.
Because the designers that get chosen, they're not making pennies, they're making dollars.
And Jeff submits a 10,000 piece castle.
Exactly.
Oh, they did actually up the piece count as well, so I could. But at some point, someone's not going to buy something because it is way too expensive, I would think. But
we haven't reached that point yet.
So, all right, on to other news here. Brickset. So Amazon Prime Days, we did talk about that already, but they did begin yesterday and finish today. I went online this morning, and there was one set still available from the original list for Prime Days. And they had no Lego on sale extra today at all. But there were some links that I found that weren't part of the Prime deal, but they still had some stuff available. But I don't know, wasn't like I said, I didn't end up spending anything on it because all the sets listed were the older sets. Like if it was the current Speed Champion line, like from March to current, then yeah, I might have bought something, but it was still last year's Speed Champions and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, there wasn't really anything on the list that I was like, oh, I got to get that. So, but we know Matt did dally in that side. Dave, you probably didn't buy anything, did you?
Lego made no money off me this week.
This year, this month.
Oh boy, I wish I could say that, but I certainly can't.
I ordered lots of parts, so I can't even say that. But yeah.
The second-hand market made some money off me this week.
Well, there you go. Excuse me, sorry. I need to cough, but it didn't come out as a cough. It came up like a snort. Lego Horizon Adventures, the video game, launches November 14th. It's available. Yeah, it's available for pre-order now. This was announced back in June. It's like a Lego version of the Horizon game. So I didn't really play it at all, but it could mean like we've had a few Horizon sets, or we've had at least one Horizon set. I think we've had 2 Horizon sets now, I think. So maybe this will lead to more sets in the future. Was this the one that they had to cancel the set for, or was that no? That was the order. No, that was the other gaming theme they had a while ago. I can't remember. Anyways, I'm just saying the news. It doesn't mean I actually know anything about the news. Oh, that's so. Cause is saying that's why with the time change is after Halloween for trick or treaters. So it's brighter in the earlier hours. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I just saw that now, Cause. Thank you for that input. Okay, so Pick a Brick news for Europeans, Australia and New Zealand. As part of the October, well, Lego did drop some new parts. We'll talk about that shortly in the Pick a Brick. But basically in Europe now, Lego has opened up their Polish facility for Pick a Brick and other stuff, obviously, but they've added a Pick a Brick facility to Poland. And that basically means that every piece is now a bestseller. They no longer have standard in Europe.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, so that means you get like the change means that delivery time for Pick a Brick online purchases in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand will be 9 to 15 working days instead of 28.
Time to relocate to Europe.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd assume that they're going to do the same for us at some point, but it's easier to ship new parts, more inventory from Denmark to Poland than it is to ship it from Denmark to Chicago. So I don't know how that one will work, honestly. But I hope that that means one of two things. Either it will speed up our delivery time for standard, because they don't have the European orders going through Billund. So maybe the American orders will speed up as well. They still won't be 9 to 15 days, but hopefully they'll be less than like the 21 before they ship type thing that we're currently getting. But yeah, and there's more exciting changes coming from Pick a Brick team, and we'll tell you about those soon. I think we've already heard that information, which was the whole that they're going to add lists, so you can create a want list type thing, or you can create you can basically store your parts into a list so that you don't have to buy them right away. You can just buy the parts you want. You could import a building list, like I need 1,000 of these and 1,000 of those, and they will say no, you can only have 999.
They're just making it easier to bankrupt me. I see how it is.
Pretty much, yeah. Lego. I haven't actually read this one yet. Upcoming make and take events at Lego stores. So through October, there's going to be a few make and take events. The first one's this Sunday, October 13th. From 12 to 2 for a Lego gaming controller, which is the picture above. The other one is Sunday, October 27th from 12 to 2 for a Lego Halloween spider. Both builds are first come, first serve basis, and once the slots fill up, you won't be allowed to any more people to build. So get there early if you want to participate. The spider's cute. So yeah, and I believe you have to actually have youngsters do this. I don't think. I don't know that Dana can. Well, Dana we know can go in and just get it, but I don't know.
Dana can do whatever he wants.
Is it just for kids? Those make and takes, Matt?
I mean, sometimes they're just for adults. Like like Valentine's Day one was just for adults.
Well, that makes sense though, because the kid's not gonna. Valentine's Day makes sense because you're going in there with your spouse or your significant other. That's different to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Or your polycule.
Well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah. All right. There's a new item available in the Rewards Center, which is a Star Wars magnet, which is the original Star Wars logo from like the 1999 release, which I think is really cool. It costs 2,250 insider points, and the design is the old school Star Wars logo, like I just said, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the theme. You can display the magnet by itself, or you can use the metal stand to prop it up as well. So, or you could put the magnet on your shirt with one of those magnet holders, and you can just walk around an event. And then Dave left. He went to go on to Shop at Home to go buy this magnet and give Lego some money.
I doubt it.
All right, the hack. So October 1st or October 4th, it looks like Lego Shop has been hacked and it's hit with a crypto scam. If you're shopping, it would be very wary to keep a close eye on your bank accounts. The scam is a banner when you hit the main page, and it changes to the normal one with Java sale bar a few seconds later. If you click the links, it goes to a marketplace where they are selling Lego tokens with EHT. I'm assuming that's crypto. I will not buy or sell any of it as Lego doesn't do crypto. Thanks to ZT Bricks for the heads up. And then there was an update. It looks like it's been fixed. That's like the next news article the next day. Last night we reported the Lego Shop was hacked. And today Lego has released a statement to Engadget about it. They did confirm that there was an unauthorized banner shown above, which they don't actually. Oh, our new Lego coin is officially out. Oh, so it was actually a Lego ad for crypto. I did not realize it.
It was a crypto coin, I believe.
Okay, but this is the actual banner that they put up.
Yes, I happened to click on it. I was one of the people who clicked on it.
Yeah, because that looks like it's Lego related. Like I would click on that too.
Well, the only thing was it looked very AI generated, so it didn't look like consistent with the way that Lego typically portrays their product.
Yeah, like the word Lego here is not quite the exact font. Correct. That you would use, and all the minifigs have extra fingers, obviously too, which you might get caught on. But
the hands are completely rounded instead of just having a little.
This is true. They don't quite properly hold the bars. But they did confirm there was an unauthorized banner shown above, and they have identified the cause of why it happened and are implementing measures to prevent it from happening again. Everything should be back to normal now, and no user accounts were affected. But I suggest changing your password anyway and use two-factor authentication. So that's interesting. For the record, I actually saw something the other day. I think it was on Instagram during one of my death scrolls of Instagram that was saying there was like something you could buy or someone was playing a joke about you can make you 3D print yourself a sixth finger. So if you ever caught an incriminating photo and you have that on, you can say, no, that's AI generated because I had 6 fingers.
I like that.
That's kind of humorous.
It's a great strategy.
That is. All right. Lego Monkey Palace board game is available as of October 3rd on Amazon. I don't know if this applies to the States or to Canada, but this is the first in a new line of board games that Lego is releasing with another company. Lego foray back into the game space and is developed in conjunction with Asmodee. That's why I would never remember the name because that's just a weird name. It features a jungle-themed game of light strategy for 2 or 4 players that incorporates both collaborative and competitive elements. Players must strategically work together to construct the Monkey Palace while competing for the highest brick income and points. There's Davey. Did we lose a battery?
No, it's just I just installed the app for StreamYard on my phone.
Oh, there's an app?
Yeah, instead of the web interface.
I did not know there was a StreamYard app.
Right, but it popped up while I was talking, and all of a sudden it kicked me out of the show, and I said, I'll install it while I'm off the show.
Huh. I'll have to keep that in mind.
It looks no different.
It looks no different. Speaking of which, totally not related to this at all, but I was just thinking I'll have to keep that in mind for when I do travel down south in February, because that's on my mind. Because I will be on the road on the Wednesday night, so we tend to do a stream that night. And having that app, although I do have my computer, might be handy. But yeah, I was thinking that, and I also saw a where did I? Was it Bricks and Minifig? Or I'm trying to think. There's a new Bricks and Minifig store that opened up in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga.
And I saw that, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, Chattanooga's on my ride down. So I've now added another Lego store, another place to visit on my way to the States, or on the way to Alabama. That day. So there's actually 2 new Bricks and Minifigs that have opened. That one in Dayton, Ohio, and that one. Or no, Dayton, Ohio is a Lego store, like a non-Lego affiliated store that sells Lego, but isn't a Bricks and Minifigs. It's a different one. So, anyways, total side tangent, but
No tangents.
hopefully
No
we'll have
tangents
a few quick videos on my travels about that. All right, Lego Disney Moana announced 2025 sets, 2 of them. This is actually the only new set news for this week. It's kind of crazy. There's 2 sets of Moana's Island Fun. I haven't even seen much of this as of yet. In other words, I haven't looked at this article. The first one is 175 pieces, $19.99 US. It's a 5+ set. It's using the mini dolls, and it's a cute little looking set. Not that juniorized. It's got some fairly bigger pieces. Obviously, it's a 5+, not 4+. So yeah. The second set is Moana's Adventure Canoe at $59 for 529 pieces. This is a 6+ set. Obviously, a bit of a bigger build. It looks like there's a bit of a play area inside as well. This is using both. This is using the regular Friend mini doll figures. And at first, I thought this was a canopy in trans yellow, but it's not. So it sucks. It's like a butter yellow at the looks of it, or a goldish color. Hard to tell. But you know what? As I say that, let me just quickly check Brickset, because Brickset would have this as well, and they usually have bigger pictures. Zoom in. Yeah, it's obviously a rendered picture, I think, but looks like it's the butter yellow in that transparent canopy. It's not trans yellow. Sorry, Dave.
Really?
They're not paying attention anyhow. Being
It's a
Hey,
buttery.
no trans yellow. I
buttery
heard you. I'm listening.
yes. Is that butter yellow?
I wouldn't know.
I think light yellow. I can't remember what the part name is. But anyways,
I call it pale yellow. I don't know why we can't just use modifiers like that. It's so much easier.
Because some things don't exist in the Danish dialect.
Right.
Like the color purple doesn't exist in Danish.
It's all lavender to me.
It's all lavender.
That's why they have like dark pink is purple. I think it is. No, is it pink? What, either pink or purple? One of those 2 words doesn't exist in the Danish language, so that's why they're all different shades of the other name. Anyway.
Well, orange doesn't exist in German. That's why they use the French word orange.
There you go. You learned something new. So speaking of nothing that, well, newer parts, I guess. There were New Elementary has a list of the new parts in the new October 2024 sets. I don't think we looked at this last week, did we?
Don't try buying the ape torso because it's all gone.
Well, this is the new parts that came out in October. So you can't buy any of these yet. These are not the new parts that came out today.
Sale.
These are the new parts and sets that came out for October.
So in other words, this is just a tease.
This is a tease for what you'll be able to see in 6 months. And I have a feeling we went over this last week because I remember talking about a lot of this. And I know no one else was here, so no one can confirm.
Sorry, Debbie.
I don't remember.
Anyways, of cool note is the gargoyle, the little gargoyle statue, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Bunch of hair pieces. There's a lot of fig pieces, a lot of minifig heads. There's these new plant elements, 1x1 plants that are peony rose, in a couple in black and dark pink or bright purple, in bright red, and in transparent yellow. There is at least a piece in trans yellow. I don't know why flower. Sorry?
We like trans yellow.
Yeah, well, we should try and build something with that, Dave. Trans yellow flower, 1x1 round. Confirmation also in here that the new Batmobile windscreens are 2 different sizes, as I originally thought, and I heard some people say that it was 1 size, and I'm like, no, you can look at the pictures and tell. The sizes are not listed here; they're still unknown, but they are 2 different elements, so at least we know they are unique. That interesting that that curved bar that originally in trans clear is now available in white as well, like the one that they were using for the action pose type things. So I'm not sure what that's off of, but in white that could actually, in light gray, that would make a great curve for a traffic sign. But it's not a light gray, so we'll continue on. Scrolling through. I know there's a few other interesting pieces, but I don't remember what they were. And this is such a large list because there's 900 pieces that, no. Wow, there's lots of pieces. There is a new dome in transparent yellow as well, 2x2, like R2 head type piece.
Oh.
In trans yellow. Dave, I think there was a Technic brick, a new Technic brick as well. 1x2 in
pale yellow
light,
or whatever it was.
in light aqua or something like that.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
We'll get to it. Also of note, I've been waiting for this piece for a while. The corner 1x1 arch, half arch thingy in light gray. I've been waiting for this part for a while, so it is available in sets. Not available to buy offline yet or online yet, but we're getting closer.
Clearly, you just need to go buy a bunch of sets to get it.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. Much. I better put that caveat in there just in case.
You're learning.
No, I'm trying to not spend as much money. I do want to go to Europe next year, and I still want to go to a bunch of other Lego events, so, you know. I think I might go to Europe now in September. I'm pushing it back a few months. Interesting that this 1x1 leaf element is coming out in titanium metallic and trans black.
What?
Yeah, I think these are in the new Friday sets or the new Wednesday sets. Sorry, Friday sets. The new Wednesday line of sets.
What about the Tuesday sets?
They don't come out until next year.
Oh, okay.
Or they were already out because that was that's like old news. Yesterday's news. I don't know. Anyways, I'm halfway through the list. I might just cease and desist right now because it's just large.
Quit while you're ahead.
We are getting into Technic. And of course,
nobody likes Technic.
Free Technic.
Yep. Nobody likes Technic.
All right, let's kill this. The problem is the next list, or the other list we'll see, is 900 new pieces that have been added. So that's even going to be worse.
Sweet.
But also reviewed by Duality this week were parts 5533 and 5608, column of bubbles and Florence flask.
What?
This thingy.
I missed this article.
Oh, this is from today. That's why.
Oh.
So these are new parts that come in. Oh, the Lego Chemistry set elements released in June. So these are new parts that are available now. They've just become available on Bricks and Pieces today. So Matt, guess what? Yeah,
I ordered one of those. I ordered one of those flasks that are filled, but I didn't realize there were that many of them.
Well, there's a couple of colors. Looks like trans yellow and orange.
We like trans yellow.
But these bubble things are kind of weird.
I couldn't figure. That came up on the new parts list, and I couldn't figure out what they were, so I just kind of ignored them.
I'm looking at them, and before I even go beyond this, I'm looking at these and thinking it looks like they have a bit of a, like the ice cream cone piece.
Yeah.
It looks like they have a ball on the top that's roughly the same size as that. So if this came out in a white, it might allow you to do larger puffs of smoke. That's a little different. Yeah. And it's smoke / bubble effect. Hey, guess what? I think this came out in the Harry Potter sets or something. So the official name for this part is Ice Cream Number 1. What the heck? It's like I read their mind. They read my mind. It's further indication of its myriad of potential uses. So they've done some sizing. It's 2 plates, 2 bricks and 2 plates high. It fits on top. It fits inside cups and on top of bottles. It has connection points for hooks or for clips on those little knobbies that stick out. They do fit on top of each other. Oh, look at this. Ice cream cone does fit on top as well, and vice versa. It fits into the ice cream cone. So obviously this will be used by the community if it comes out in the right colors in the future. And the flask is kind of cool too. Another piece in trans yellow. Oh, that's kind of a nice design. Look at that. I don't think those are flat on top of each other. Oh yeah, maybe they are. That is cool.
Pretty.
Yeah. Anyways. So yeah. A new piece that could be of interest if came out in a few other colors as well. And they also reviewed one of the Lego Dream sets, the Zoe Cat Micro, two of the sets with some new molds. I think this is kind of old news now. We've seen this 3-wide cylinder in many colors before. The new mold of some kind of piece of armor type thing in olive green. New recolors again. Oh, that's an interesting recolor. Blue for that piece.
Bleh.
New prints, rare parts. Anyway, I'll just jump through this one because that's kind of blah. And then there's the same article I already had opened. Apparently, I opened it twice. So we'll just bypass that. And lastly, the Lego Pick a Brick new elements that are released today. Massive list of nearly 900 new molds and recolored, printed, and returning pieces. I realized I didn't actually post these today in our group chat. I should have. I failed.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
That because I didn't feel like spamming. No, I just didn't think about it. They include parts from many new sets that we've seen, such as the Notre Dame de Paris set, the retro radio, Young Simba, the Lion King, the mobile construction crane, and the Lego Friends wave. So as of interest, there's the Nazgul torso, which is currently sold out. That came in with the gift of purchase. You can actually buy the torso, which is kind of interesting because
That doesn't happen.
it doesn't happen that often. Also, long hair and opal trans dark pink. Also kind of interesting. New elements for 2024 molds. So there's the triangular fan in tan. There's a 5x5 macaroni with a 4-stud support piece. So I don't
macaroni.
that 5x5 macaroni. I don't think I've ever seen that really. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that piece until now. Obviously, they call them the bubbles and the flasks. The new cloud plate, the peach and bright light yellow, pearl gold cloud plate. This Technic arm with the 3-long axle, which came in the bulldozer or in the excavator set, and then the tile 2x2 D tile in white. Animal wise, we have the new tiger and red panda.
I got the red panda and I got the tiger today.
Okay, there we go. I actually need to get the tiger at least. Red panda is like me.
The red panda was like $5 a piece.
Yeah, so that means it's like $6 a piece. How much was the tiger?
And it was like $6.89 a piece.
For the tiger?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
or
okay.
I got a flip flop. One was like $5 and the other was like $6+.
So that's interesting because usually these are like $10.
Oh, okay.
At least Canadian. I don't know. Maybe it's anyways. There's also the tree limb in orange, which is great for the fall. Printed tiles. We have the 2x4 tile with the old Lego logo on it. We also have the 4x4 tile that's on the new Lego delivery truck, Lego transport truck. 3x3 round clock tile, which is quite nice. Oh, this is nice. A corner tile with a decorative print on it.
I ordered some of those. Those were not cheap.
No, I don't think they would be. Well, I guess they're easy to print, but maybe not. I don't know.
And the round the radar dish, I ordered 2 of those. Those were also not cheap.
Okay. The tan lever, which is we did find out is the lever itself has never been available, but the base has. I wonder how much those are going for. Unprinted panel in dark brown. Unprinted opaque panel in dark brown. So it's a dark brown panel. Okay, anyway. And a metallic silver bar holder. So again, we could go over the whole list. There is a link here to the whole list. I don't think we're going to do that today. Just because we're an hour and 24 in. And
just because there's lots.
I'm going to click on it and go through it myself later. But yeah. Oh, 23 cents. That's not too bad. It's a bestseller. It's a standard order part, but it's
Really?
not such a bad price.
Hmm.
Considering, I mean, it is a lever. It shouldn't cost that much, but it's not $1. So, what was this? Parts added. Oh, there was a new. Interesting. There was a list here of parts added October 2024. There's 27 parts that were added to the Brickset database, but obviously they're not there yet, so we'll have to touch on those next week, I guess. These will just show us really the truly newly added parts and sets, which we already probably reviewed anyhow. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the news. Woohoo! It's finally over. I almost clicked leave studio instead of stop sharing. Oh, what a day. So, how's the sorting going, boys?
I'm putting stuff away, and
You're running out of spaces to put things?
yeah, I'm also like, I didn't realize that I ordered some of this stuff. I was like, oh, I don't remember ordering that. I guess I did, because here it is.
Is it on your order list?
Well, this is like, some of this is like stuff I ordered 2 months ago that showed up last week that I just finally got around to sorting.
But don't you keep the paper that comes with it to list all the parts so you can see, oh yeah, this is what I ordered?
I've checked. I've only ever found discrepancy. Like,
I'm not saying count-wise. I'm just saying.
no, I don't keep the list. I have enough paper in my house. I don't need to.
Yeah, fair enough. I keep them for a few weeks or a few months or whatever. But I actually did get the last order I got with the grain stocks. I'd ordered some extra nights for my keep, and I actually got like 3 extra ones. Like they gave me, I ordered 18 and I got like 21. I'm like, sweet, and a few extra parts on top of that. So I'm like, okay.
I did count out 2 things in my last order, and they actually gave me like 1 extra of something. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Well, that's cool.
Because I tend to order an even number. So if I end up with an odd number, that's when I pull out the sheet and I'm like, wait, did I do this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I've got a couple orders coming in from that I made in the past couple of weeks that are standard orders, so they'll be here like in a few more weeks probably. And I don't need the parts anymore because I figured out a different way to build them. So I was like, okay, now I have 20 wedge plates in green that I'm not going to use this time. But oh well, that's
So,
what happens.
Jeff, I'm gonna show you something that might make you jealous. But so I ordered like 1 each of these. You probably have like 100 of them, right?
Keep on talking.
So not that I ever build castle. Well, I did buy the medieval. I did buy the medieval village. So I guess I could.
He bought them to taunt you, Jeff. That's why.
I haven't even bought the medieval village yet. That's how busy I've been with building that I just don't want to spend the money on it. So, Matt, to answer your question,
Are those babies?
I've got 10 of each. No, I just haven't put
Nice.
plates. I've got 10 of each of most of the new characters.
Yeah, I would expect you to do that. I mean, it's your sweet spot. So
well, I've got a whole like a lot of these are peasants, and I've got a whole like castle extension to fill up. So
you have a need for a lot of peasants, because the rulers, there's got to be a lot.
Yeah, peasants and peons.
Some reason I ordered like 5 of these, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they
Vikings?
The back is really cool. It's really hard to see, but there's like a little deer head.
Well, it was focused for a minute there, but yeah, okay. Those look like the Viking torsos, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't think I got those ones.
I don't know why I bought 5 though. Like,
yeah,
what am I going to do with 5? I build mostly towns, so I don't need 5 Vikings.
Well, we can build a little Viking clubhouse or something. I don't know.
Viking bikers.
Cadis, you were going to say something a moment ago. He's building a duck. You're building a duck, aren't you?
Nope.
Right.
Oh, what are the old style people? The old style Lego?
People.
Yeah.
The meeples.
Max Pigs.
Is it a Native American?
Pardon?
Is it one of the Native American ones? No. Because I thought those ones are pretty rare, I think. restaurant are you building? Oh, it is, isn't it? Those are the redheads. The redheads were, and the baby. Yeah, so it is, isn't it?
The only thing I'm missing is the feathers, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Never had this set before.
So I mean, by its original name, the Indian set, but the Native American set, we'll say now. It's funny how I saw you building the yellow legs, and I thought, oh, I think that's those guys.
Oh,
Never had them, but we'll have a video on that soon for Mr. Kevin.
I'm sure you will see a video on it soon.
Yeah. So,
Here we go, Jeff. This is what you want.
what's that?
Look at all these
Oh,
shields that I have.
Shields are cool.
Lots of shields.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that Value Village had a bag of 10 horses for $50. I was tempted for my friend Jack.
I have so many horses. Like, I will never use the horses that I have. The quantity. I have like the largest possible Ziploc bag, like pillowcase sized.
What?
Not quite a pillowcase size, but it's pretty freaking big.
Wow.
And it's all horses. And a lot of that was not me. Like, I don't think I've ever bought a horse like as like I need to buy some horses. It's all just stuff that I've acquired through castle building or buying, or from stuff my dad bought years ago at yard sales. Like when he was in southern states, and every week they went to flea markets twice a week, and he's like, "Hey, do you want me to buy you some Lego?" And I'm like, "Sure." Pre-Lego movie. This is back like 15 years ago, so it was back when Lego sets, or where Lego didn't really have a value that it does have today. Yeah, like that back then. He bought the Technic space shuttle that Dave has somewhere hovering above his head for about $5. It wasn't complete, but I put another $5 worth of parts in it, and it was complete. So
I don't know. It sounds like you have some wasted horsepower at your house.
I do. Lots of wasted horsepower. And no reason to do anything with it. So that would probably be one of the first things I would sell off if I could. I don't know if there is a market even for horses.
So I know this is a Canadian chat, but
How dare you?
Here we go.
But a former president of the United States turned 100 this last week.
I posted about that.
Jimmy
And
Carter.
of course, there were some memes about Mr. Carter is now too old to play with Lego.
Yeah,
But one of the things that I thought actually was really cool is somebody took that meme and made a suggestion, and they said this. They said, and I thought this was clever. If I was Lego, I would release a special set just for Jimmy Carter building a house for Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, that's perfect.
Print the age at 100 just for that set, with all profits going to the charity of Habitat for Humanity. Which Lego doesn't want to get involved in politics. I totally get that. I thought that was a clever idea of shining a light on a humanitarian, I think pretty non-controversial thing. So I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah. Although you'd kind of want a set for 100 plus that you could just have to give someone on their 100th birthday. It probably wouldn't sell that much. I mean, let's face it, we'd probably all buy one in the hopes that we could open it eventually.
It could just be like a stack of 2x4 bricks.
Or Duplo at that point. No, hopefully you have a little bit more motor control by then still.
You went there.
Well, I don't know. I was like, I don't know what my motor control is going to be at 100 if I even have motor control at that point, because I might be dead. But
I mean, that's actually, honestly, that's something I've thought about is, Lego is a hobby that like I'm going to get too old to play hockey. So that'll end some point. I'd like to play hockey till I'm 60 and then I'll stop, well, maybe I won't. I don't know. There's people who play older, but, and I say it in my head, I'm like, well, when I get too old to play hockey, I can build Lego, but there is the whole thing with motor skills. And, obviously, we have people famously like Michael J. Fox, who has Parkinson's, and obviously that's very difficult.
Although he still plays the guitar, so you can't.
Does he really?
Yeah, he was on stage with Coldplay.
That's cool. Okay.
In a wheelchair.
All right.
But he's playing. At least that's what's shown in the video.
Okay. I'll have to look that up. But it is something like when you get a certain age. My grandmother, who quilted her whole life, she quilted into her like 80s, but it was almost like muscle memory. She could like do the stitches, but there did come a point where her eyesight was such that she just found it very difficult to quilt. And so she gave it up. I think around the time she turned 90, if I live that long. So
yeah, well, there's hoping. I mean,
We're
at
gonna
the
live
same
forever.
time, I like Dave. You've mentioned that you're selling off some of your stuff just because you don't. A, you don't need those bricks necessarily, and B,
No.
you've got too much, and C, you don't want to have to burden your family in the future if
Nope.
something horrible happens, right? So
That's the idea.
yeah, I can
See
see
what
that. I
happens.
mean, at some point, my Bricklink store will start carrying used inventory of stuff that I'm getting rid of. At some point, but at the same time, just even doing stuff like that, it's like, I've seen Bricklink stores, like sometimes when you go online and you see, oh, they have used bricks and they have a rating quality. This is a 9, 10, or not a 9 quality or a 1 quality, 1 being horrible, 9 being good, or vice versa, whatever. And it's like, oh, I don't want to have to go through that kind of stuff
Nope.
either. Like, geez. But
I figure, if I were to pass away tomorrow, Thomas would just like call up Dana and be like, come over here and tell me what to do, what this stuff's worth, or, but if I live to be a elderly person and I pass away, I don't have any children. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't have anyone specifically to inherit it at this point. I could
Yeah.
see just saying, well, whoever does the will could just take it to a shop and get whatever they get for it, because
Yeah.
I won't care.
Well, I mean, technically, you have like the Atlanta Brick Con type thing. You could kind of do that as well. But do they buy loose brick? I don't know. Because they buy more sets, I think.
Oh, they buy loose brick,
Oh,
absolutely.
do they? Okay, I don't know. I haven't.
Well, they got a brick bar, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they have a brick bar
Just
too.
like-
Yeah,
just like
so
Jimmy.
And they vacuum up all the rare parts before the stuff goes out. Like the rare
for sure.
colors you will almost never find in their scratch bin.
makes sense.
And they use those parts. They rebuild sets to sell
Yeah.
used sets. And so
Yeah.
for a while, they would give me store credit for boxes. So like if I had like older sets that I still had the boxes for, they would give me store credit. So,
Yeah.
But they eventually had so many boxes in the basement they stopped doing it.
Oh, are they no longer doing that? Good to know. Because I brought some of Dave's boxes years ago, some of the older classic space boxes and stuff that he had.
Those were some nice used boxes.
They were. So I brought a box of those down. That was the year from Alabama. I drove over and.
I was glad to get them out of my house.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. Anyway, it's funny because I ended up the store credit I got. I didn't actually buy anything for myself. I think I bought something for my sister to send her way, type thing. But yeah, anyway, I don't know.
Whatever Jeffy needs, I give to Jeffy.
Well, I will pay you back one of these days. Not sure how, but I'll pay you back one of these days.
I'm good.
So, but anyways, why don't we call it a night? We're 140, 137, give or take.
We could call it a Wednesday night.
We could call it a Wednesday night. Matt's got his shark out. I'm not sure what to do with that.
We're going to need a bigger chat.
We're going to need a bigger chat. No, we don't need a bigger chat. There's 3 of us. I don't think we need a bigger chat.
I've only watched the first one. I never watched the rest of them.
The second one's
okay.
watchable. The third one, don't go there. Don't go there.
I think I've watched the second one. I don't know if I ever watched the third.
I like Roy Snyder. I like what's his name? Short guy. He was in What About Bob? But hi, what about Bob?
Short
guy.
Dreyfus.
Oh yeah, Richard Dreyfus.
I adore Dreyfus.
There you go.
Like,
but you know what he adores more?
Third kind.
Dave adores his 64 more though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll always adore my 64.
If you're that old, welcome to the club. All right. Why don't we call it a night? We'll talk to you guys next week. And
night, everybody.
Happy building and see ya. Bye. I'm hitting the button now. Ooh, it's got different things. Outro video. No, we're not doing that. Okay, see ya.